I did not grow up in a Christian home. We were actually the first on the block to have a divorce. The environment was very chaotic. We didn't go to church. I didn't know the Lord. And as a result of that, I made a lot of very questionable choices as I was growing up. One point in my teenage years, as I look back on it, I marvel that I didn't end up dead in an alley somewhere or in a hospital seriously injured. That all changed when I met my husband. I can assure everyone I was not the kind of woman that his mother was hoping that her son would marry, but we did marry, and she herself was a Christian who accepted me with open arms and took me under her wing and taught me what it was to be a mother and a wife and ultimately a Christian. It was because of her and her love for me that when I was 25, I accepted the Lord into my life and I began my journey as a Christian. My husband and I ultimately went on to have children. Our first pregnancy was twin boys, and they died at birth. That was a time when I felt God with me very closely. He was with us and our family. And then we went on to have two more girls, and we raised them in the church. So for, I suppose, the next 35 years, I had what I considered to be a very faithful Christian life. But as I look back on it, I think that Christian life was pretty shallow. It was more about religion than it was a relationship with Jesus Christ. We started to fall away from church when the girls were in junior high and my older daughter was in high school, and unfortunately, she died at 15, and it was a very difficult time for our family. But God held us together through some very difficult years. It wasn't until my husband, his health started to fail, and I retired from my job so that I could take care of him. And I knew then that this was something that I couldn't do alone. I cried out to God so many times during that year. And I have to say, he was right there with me and gave me strength. And it was certainly a situation of every day I would pray just to get through the day, and he got me through the day. And then my husband died at the end of 2020, and that really began my renewed journey to seek out God again and to seek a relationship with him. And then my next door neighbor asked me one Friday, she said, "Hey, we're going to church. Do you want to go with us on Sunday?" And they are members of Westside. And I said, well, what a coincidence, because Westside was the first church on my list of churches that I wanted to visit. And I came with them, and as soon as I walked through the doors, I knew right then I didn't need to go to any other churches. God had brought me here. I had found my church home. It just seemed like I got planted here and I bloomed. I began to get involved, and I have developed a relationship, a deep relationship with Jesus, and I have never known so much peace. The one thing I would say about my journey with the Lord is it has been bumpy with a lot of detours along the way. And yet God has always shown me the way back to him. He has never forsaken me. And I would just like for everyone to know that it doesn't matter where you came from or how long you've been away, God is always waiting to receive us back with open arms. And it is the most wonderful experience when you finally turn and accept that love.